To full view, the late former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan took personal responsibility for the crises that occurred during his tenure, including the genocide in Rwanda. Current and former UN staff and diplomats attended a memorial service in his honor in Pretoria.
Paying tribute to a son of Ghana, he made the world his family, and his tenure is hailed as a period during which the UN became more people-centered.
The first must be the introduction and adoption of the Millennium Development Goals as a global development framework in 2000. True to the character of Kofi Annan, the 2000 report that led to the adoption of the MDGs at the Millennium Summit called to free our fellow men and women from the abject and dehumanizing poverty.
Saying goodbye is never easy.
Among the crises he navigated, the 9/11 attacks in the US, Srebrenica, the killing of 22 UN staff and a former human rights commissioner in a bomb attack in Baghdad, and Rwanda. Those close to him say he took personal responsibility for them all.
I witnessed his apology to Rwandans. It was very well received. I heard the songs of Tanzanian school children praising him when he visited the tribunal in Rwanda. The attack on Iraq happened during his time. I can tell you the political constraints under which a Secretary General operates. He is a public civil servant. He's answerable to states. He has to consult the P5, which, as you know, are divided pretty hopelessly and adopt different power positions. This is the climate in which he worked under, and for him to succeed is remarkable. And it's very important then that he took the criticism that was levied against him for Rwanda and Srebrenica and never once said, you know, the culprits are sitting behind me.
In South Africa too, this gentle giant of diplomacy left an indelible mark.
He also weighed in on the issue of violence against women, and he said, "Violence against women is perhaps the most shameful human rights violation, and it is perhaps the most pervasive human rights violation. It knows no boundaries or geographic, culture or wealth. As long as it continues, we cannot claim to be making real progress towards equality, development and peace."
He encouraged us, guided us through a very difficult conference here in South Africa in Durban, the World Conference Against Racism, Racial Discrimination, Xenophobia and Related Intolerance. And that conference, for the first time, made the world to accept and acknowledge that slavery was a crime against humanity.
Kofi Annan will be remembered for proposing reforms to make the UN a more inclusive international body. Ntakwana Ngatani, SABC News, Pretoria.